A lot of you have asked me recently, how do you read a note pyramid and how do you interpret it? So today I'm going to share with you my understanding of how to properly read and interpret a note pyramid. And we're going to use this fragrance, Rayhan Elixir, as an example because it has a very simple note pyramid to it and it's a very popular fragrance. Now, the most common misconception that I hear about the fragrance pyramid is that people are under the belief that right when you spray on a fragrance, you can only smell the top notes. And then after a few minutes, those middle notes become apparent as well. And then finally, after it fully dries down, you get some of those base notes to appear. But that's not really how it works. So when you first spray a fragrance, all the notes are there. It's not like some of them are just going to come to be in a few minutes. But oftentimes what happens is the top notes are the most apparent and they might be covering up the middle and the base notes. After a few minutes though, those top notes might fade away. The middle notes and the base notes are going to be what's left. And then after a bit longer, those middle notes will fade away. And then eventually all you're left with is those base notes. Now I'm sure you're wondering, why does a top note not last as long as a middle note or base note? And what it usually comes down to is the molecule size and its weight. So top notes, they're going to be lighter, they're going to be smaller, and they're going to have lower boiling points, which means they require less heat than a larger molecule in order to evaporate. So this is why after the top notes evaporate, you're still left with those middle notes and base notes until the middle notes eventually evaporate, and then you're left with just the base notes. I'm going to pull up the notes for Rayhan Elixir. I'll put them right here, and we'll do a quick experiment just showing this all in action. So I'm going to spray Rayhan Elixir on this tester strip, and if you have this fragrance, feel free to do it along with me so you can see for yourself. So immediately after spraying this fragrance, the mintiness is the most prominent note to it. You do get some of that citrusy bergamot as well, but there are definitely some middle and some base notes apparent too. You get some of that warm benzoin, some of that smooth, fresh lavender, and some of the tonka bean is definitely there too. The vanilla is more so in the background at the moment, but as this fades away, you'll see those top notes disappear and then the middle notes and the base notes are going to be left. Oftentimes the top notes, they might just last a few seconds or a few minutes, whereas the middle notes, they can last a few minutes or a few hours or even more in some cases. I also had a thought while making this video that you might find really interesting, and we talked about how different fragrance notes have different boiling temperatures. And my thought is that that could be one of the main reasons why a fragrance might last a certain amount of time on one person and it might last longer on a different person, because there is a natural variance of body temperatures among people. Some people might have a body temperature closer to 97 degrees while others might be closer to 99 degrees. So potentially you could see a difference where the person who has the warmer body temperature, that fragrance is evaporating off them quicker and so it doesn't last as long. Now, I know there was a lot of info in this video and hopefully you did find it helpful. I do want to reiterate, I am not a perfumer. This is just my understanding of the fragrance pyramid and the difference between top, middle, and base notes. There's a lot of factors that go into the projection and performance of a fragrance. But if you did enjoy this video, be sure to drop a like, a comment, and a follow if you're not already.